Hello students, welcome to Anne's classes. Let's do constructions. Chapter 18. Parallelogram if the first one is AB is 3.6 centimeters, BC is 4.5 centimeters and angle ABC is 120 degrees. So first let's draw a rough figure. What is a parallelogram? It is a quadrilateral in which the opposite sides are parallel and they're equal. So this is a parallelogram. Here the opposite sides are equal. That means this side is parallel to this side and they're equal. And these two sides are also parallel to each other and they're equal. Okay. So now we need to decide which is going to be our base. Is it AB or BC? Now let's take BC. There are two reasons. One is this measurement is greater than this, so we can take this as the base. Also, here it says angle ABC is 120. So if we take BC as the base, this will be BC. Then it will be easier for us to get angle ABC is 120. It will be this side. This is 120 degrees. Otherwise, your construction, if you take AB as the base, 120 degrees will come here. You can take any way. This is the slightly easier way. So we have BC, that means this is A and this is D. So let's write that. So this is A and D. Now here AP is 3.6. So this is 3.6 centimeters. Now the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Opposite sides are equal. That means if this side AB is 3.6, that means CD is also 3.6. So this is also 3.6. Similarly, BC is 4.5 centimeters. That means AD is also 4.5. Okay, so we have marked everything on a parallelogram. This is a rough figure. We're going to start the construction of the actual figure. The first step is to draw the base. So base here is 4.5 centimeters. So take your ruler, measure 4.5 centimeters and draw a line. So we have a line, let's name it BC, and this is 4.5 centimeters. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to construct 120 degrees at B. So all of us know how to do construction of 120 degrees with the help of a compass. So place your compass needle at B. Take any measurement radius on your compass and draw an arc. So we have an arc drawn. Now at this point of intersection, again place your compass with the same measurement of the radius and draw one more arc. So we have an arc. This is the 60-degree arc. Now place the compass needle at this point and cut one more arc. So here we have the second arc and this is the 120 mark. So let's draw a line. So we have a line drawn here. B has been extended. So there is a point of intersection. Now we know this part is A. So how long is BA? What is the measurement of BA or AB? Go back to your figure, rough figure. It is 3.6 centimeters. So take 3.6 centimeters on your compass and cut this line. Okay, 3.6 centimeters. So here we have an arc drawn. That point of intersection is A. And AB, look at the rough figure, is 3.6 centimeters. So this, I hope you have measured and drawn. So that is 3.6 centimeters. So now we have AB 3.6, BC 4.5. Now look at the rough figure here. Let's construct CD 3.6. So take your compass, measure 3.6 centimeters, place it at C and draw an arc. So we have an arc drawn here. Now AD is 4.5. So take 4.5 centimeters on your compass, place it at A and cut this arc. So it is cutting at a particular point. Now that point is D. So this point is D. Now draw a line through CD. So we have a line drawn like that. So now CD, if you measure, it is 3.6 because we took that measurement on our compass. So it should be 3.6. Similarly, AD is 4.5 centimeters. So take 4.5 on your compass. Keep your needle at A and you cut the arc. We have named it D. Now we just have to join AD. So we've joined AD and we've got our parallelogram. So we have AB, BC, CD and DA. And DA, the measurement is 4.5 centimeters. So now we have our parallelogram with all the measurements. Let's mark 120 degrees also. So this is 120 degrees and we've got all our measurements. We've constructed a parallelogram. So ABCD is the required parallelogram. Construct a parallelogram if BC is 4.5, CD is 5.2 and angle ADC is 60 degrees. So first let's draw a rough figure. So we have a parallelogram. Now here we have BC is 4.5 and CD is 5.2. Which one do we use as the base? So let's continue and see. Angle ADC is 60 degrees. That means either this side should be D because ADC is 60 degrees. This side should be D or this side should be D. Okay, so if we take BC as the base, we cannot have D on either side. But if we take CD as the base, we can have this here. So let's write that. So if we have CD as the base, which is 5.2 centimeters, then we can have angle 60 here. Okay, so now it is angle ADC. It says angle ADC is 60 degrees. That means A should come here. ADC. So let's write A here. So A, B, C and D. So this is a parallelogram A, B, C, D. Now we have CD is 5.2 centimeters. We know that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. That means the opposite side, which is AB, is also 5.2 centimeters. So this is 5.2 centimeters. Now we have BC is 4.5, that is this side 4.5. That means the opposite side AD is also 4.5. So now we have all our measurements here. Let's construct our parallelogram. So the first step is to construct the base CD, which is 5.2 centimeters. So with the help of your ruler, construct a line, draw a line 5.2 centimeters, and this we're going to name it as CD 5.2 centimeters. The next thing to do is to construct an angle of 60 degrees at point D. So here at point D, we're going to construct an angle of 60 degrees. So you're going to take your compass and take any measurement radius on it, place the pointed end at D and draw an arc. So we have an arc here. With that same measurement radius, place your compass here and draw an arc that will cut this arc. So here we have an arc here and that has cut this main arc. Now this is the 60-degree line. Okay, so from D we're going to join this point and extend it. So we have our 60-degree here. So let's mark that. So this is 60 degrees. The next step is, now in your rough figure you can see that AD is 4.5, isn't it? So take your compass again, measure 4.5 radius on it, place the pointed end at D and draw an arc cutting this line at 4.5. So here we have an arc here and this is going to be marked as A. The point of intersection of the arc with the 60-degree line is A and this measurement is 4.5 centimeters. 4.5 centimeters. Now we have done this part. We've got 60 degrees. We've got 4.5. Now here we have 5.2 centimeters and CB is 4.5 centimeters. So all you have to do is measure 4.5 on your compass, place it at C and draw an arc. Measure 5.2 centimeters on your compass, place it at A and cut the arc. So first thing, we're going to draw an arc here. How did we get this arc? We took 4.5 centimeters on the compass, placed it at C and drew an arc. Just like that, we're going to draw an arc. Remember, we want it here. That's why we have drawn the arc there, not anywhere else. Then we're going to get 5.2 centimeters. We're going to place our compass at A and draw an arc in such a way that we will cut this arc. Okay, so we have drawn an arc and that has cut that arc here. Now the point of intersection of the two arcs, we're going to name it as B. So this is B and we're going to join BC. So C is here and B is here, join BC. So First we join BA. We can join BA first and then we join BC. Okay, so you can do it either ways. You can join this first or this first because now you've got the point of intersection. So now we have our parallelogram A, B, C, D. Now let's go back to our rough figure and write all these measurements on the main figure. So here we have 4.5 centimeters, 4.5 centimeters, and here we have 5.2 centimeters. So do we have all our measurements? BC is 4.5. Yes, we have BC 4.5. CD is 5.2. CD is 5.2. And angle ADC is 60 degrees. So we have followed all the instructions given in the question and we have constructed our parallelogram. So ABCD is the required parallelogram. Question 3 here is AD should be 4 centimeters, DC is 5 centimeters and the diagonal BD is 7 centimeters. So let's draw a parallelogram. So here we have a parallelogram and since no angle is given, we can write the letters in the way that we want. So we can say A, B, C, D is the parallelogram. Now let's follow the question and write the measurements. AD is 4 centimeters. So AD is here, so this is 4 centimeters. That means the opposite side is also 4 centimeters. DC is 5 centimeters. So we have 5 centimeters DC. That means AB is also 5 centimeters. Then we have the diagonal BD is 7 centimeters. So we draw diagonal BD and this is 7 centimeters. So we have a rough figure. Now looking at this, we can get our actual figure. So let's begin by drawing the base. AB is equal to 5 centimeters. So take 5 centimeters and draw with the help of your ruler and name it AB. So this is AB and this is 5 centimeters. Now what we're going to do is from A, we're going to draw 4 centimeter arc so to make it AD. So place your compass after taking 4 centimeters radius on it, place your compass needle at A and draw an arc. Remember, we're going to form an arc here because we're going to get our lines this side. So get the arc there on top. So we have an arc here and this is from A to this arc is 4 centimeters. Now we don't know which point exactly, isn't it? So for that, we're going to look at B now. From B to D, we're going to draw this 7 centimeters. So in your compass, take 7 centimeters, place your compass needle at B and look at this arc and cut this arc. Okay, so remember it is 7 centimeters and you're going to place it at B and cut this arc. So now we have cut this arc. Now we have a point of intersection. That point of intersection is D. So let's write that. So this point of intersection is D. Now we can join AD and BD. So let's do that. So now we have joined AD. And AD we measured and found out and we took 4 centimeters. So AD is 4 centimeters. Now we can draw BD. So BD is 7 centimeters which we measured and took on our compass. So 7 centimeters. Now we need to get CD and BC, isn't it? So take 5 centimeters on your compass, place it at D and draw an arc. We need to get a line like this, isn't it? So see that your arc is drawn like that. So we have an arc. So we placed it at D and drew an arc. Similarly, take 4 centimeters on your compass, place it at B and cut this arc. So now we have cut the arc. So this point of intersection is C. Look at your rough figure. It is C. So let's write C here. Now we can join DC and BC. So let's do that. So we have joined DC and the measurement is 5 centimeters. Similarly, let's join BC and this measurement is 4 centimeters. So let's look at a rough figure and see whether we've got everything. AB 5 centimeters, BC 4 centimeters, CD 5 centimeters and DA 4 centimeters. And we have our diagonal BD 7 centimeters. That means we followed all these instructions given to us in the question and we now have our parallelogram. ABCD is the required parallelogram. The fourth question here is the diagonal AC is given to us, diagonal BD is also given to us And the angle between the diagonals is also given to us, and that is 75 degrees. So let's construct a rough parallelogram here. So we have a rough figure here. We have a parallelogram. Let's name it A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, and D. Now what are we given in the question? Diagonal AC is given. So here we have A and C. So let's draw a line there. So this is diagonal AC and this is 6.4 centimeters. So diagonal AC is 6.4 centimeters. Then we have diagonal BD. So where do we have B and D? B is here, D is here. Draw a line. So that becomes diagonal BD and that is 5.6 centimeters, diagonal BD. And we're also told that the angle between the diagonals is 75 degrees. So this angle here is 75 degrees. Now we have to remember that the diagonals of a parallelogram will bisect each other. Okay, that means they will divide, this diagonal will divide the other diagonal into two equal halves. This diagonal will divide BD into two equal halves. Okay, so let's begin by drawing AC, which is 6.4 centimeters. With the help of your ruler, draw AC, and this is 6.4 centimeters. Now the next thing that we need to do is locate the midpoint of AC. Get a point right in the middle. Now for that we need to construct a perpendicular bisector. Now how do we construct a perpendicular bisector? Take your compass, place the needle at A and move the legs of your compass in such a way that you get a measurement more than half of AC. So that is your radius. Now place it at A and draw an arc above AC and below AC. So we have got one above AC by placing it at A. Now again, keeping it at A itself, draw an arc below AC. So we've got one below AC. With that same measurement, place it at C and cut this arc above AC and cut this arc below AC. So we have cut this arc here and here also we have cut the arc. Now we have a point of intersection here and a point of intersection here. Join those 2 points of intersection by drawing a line through them. Now we've got a perpendicular bisector. That means this bisector has divided AC into two equal parts, and this point of intersection, let's name it as O. Now at this point O, we are going to get 75 degrees. Can you see? Here we need to get 75 degrees and we know the construction for 75 degrees. So placing your compass needle here at this point O, draw an arc of any suitable radius. So we have an arc. Now place it here and cut this arc. So again we have cut the arc with the same measurement. So I hope all of you remember that this is the 60-degree mark. But we are looking for 75 degrees. So for that we need the 90-degree line which we can use here and the 60-degree line. By placing your compass needle at the 60-degree mark and the 90-degree mark, we're going to draw two arcs. So we have the first arc by placing it at the 60-degree mark. Now place your compass needle at the 90-degree intersection here and cut this arc. So we have cut that arc. So this is the point where we are going to join from O, and that is 75 degrees. So this is the angle that is 75 degrees. So we have drawn a line going through it, straight through that. So now let's name this end as P. So this end is P and the other end of this line is Q. So this POC. POC is 75 degrees. So we have it there. Now we need to get D, isn't it? Now how do we get that? Now let's look at the rough figure. BD is 5.6 centimeters. That means this point here, it is O. So let's write O here. So this is O. That means OD is half of BD, isn't it? OD is 5.6 divided by 2. So let's get that. So OD is 5.6 divided by 2. Similarly, OB also is 5.6 divided by 2. So we can write OB is equal to OD is equal to 5.6 divided by 2. Now how much is 5.6 divided by 2? That is 2.6. 2.8. So 2.8 centimeters. So OB should be 2.8 centimeters. From here to here, it should be, this side is 2.8 and this side is 2.8 centimeters. So we're going to take our compass, get 2.8 centimeters, place it at O and draw an arc on this line PQ and draw one more arc on the line PQ below this, below AC. So one above AC and one below AC. So let's draw that. So we have this arc here. Can you see this arc that has touched this line PQ? So how did we get that arc? We placed a compass needle at O, took 2.8 measurement and drew this arc. This arc has touched PQ. Similarly, draw one arc below AC which will touch PQ. So we have this arc also. Now this point is D. So let's name this point of intersection D, and down the point of intersection will be B. So now we have A, B, C and D. All we have to do is join the sides. Join A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A. So let's do that. So we have A to B. Then we have B joining C, C joining D and D joining A. So now we have our parallelogram. So ABCD is the required parallelogram. We'll stop with that for now, children. In our next video, we will continue with the remaining questions. Thank you, children.